draw in the dust. The land of the sinners, the answer in your head. Hold tight, it's worth the try. Chasing for the glory in the fight. Don't run, you're the one. Bring all your dreams to the glorious kingdom. Are you hearing the voice of sad call your name? Lost in the storm, hold your face and sword. Go fight a secret eye, win this war. We rise up higher, reach for the sky. Hold on to your weapons with pride. We rise up higher, conquer the ark. Get ready to fight for your life. We rise up, climb on to the highest ground of the pyramid of life. Let the spirit get you like us. We are the kings, we are the queens. We will rise up to the top. Even when you fall, sticks and stones may break your bones, but you are stronger than the heaviest waves. The earthquake won't shake you, 'cause you are the king, you are the queen, you are the truth of the land. You rise up higher, reach for the sky. Hold on to your weapons with pride. You rise up higher, conquer the ark. Get ready to fight for your life. You rise up, climb to the highest ground of the pyramid of life. Let the spirit get you like us. You are the king, you are the queen. You will rise up to the top. Stand up, don't drown in the dust. The land of the S0NG, a prize on your hand. Hold tight, don't lose your way. Chasing for the glory to the end. Don't run, be the one. Bring all your dreams to the glorious kingdom. Are you hearing the voice of Seth call your name? Lost in the storm, hold your face and sword. Go fight a secret eye, win this war. We rise up higher, reach for the sky. Hold on to your weapons with pride. We rise up higher, conquer the ark. Get ready to fight for your life. We rise up, climb on to the highest ground of the pyramid of life. Let the spirit get you like us. We are the kings, we are the queens. We will rise up to the top. Stand up, don't draw in the dust. The land of the sinners, the answer in your head. Hold tight, it's worth the try. Chasing for the glory in the fight. Don't run, you're the one. Bring all your dreams to the glorious kingdom. Are you hearing the voice of sad call your name? Lost in the storm, hold your face and sword. Go fight a secret eye, win this war. We rise up higher, reach for the sky. Hold on to your weapons with pride. We rise up higher, conquer the ark. Get ready to fight for your life. We rise up, climb on to the highest ground of the pyramid of life. Let the spirit get you like us. We are the kings, we are the queens. We will rise up to the top. Even when you fall, sticks and stones may break your bones, but you are stronger than the heaviest waves. The earthquake won't shake you, 'cause you are the king, you are the queen, you are the truth of the land. You rise up higher, reach for for the sky. Hold on to your weapons with pride. You rise up higher. Conquer the arc. Get ready to fight for your life. You rise up, climb to the highest ground of the pyramid of life. Let the spirit get you high. 'Cause you are the king, you are the queen.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the second match of today's events. It is Sunday. We've got two powerhouse teams, as you can see right above me. We've got S0NG, who defeated two-time previous champion OV last week. Oh my. And then we've got ourselves TR. Now, TR has consistently been in the playoffs. I'm going to be bringing the illustrious Bulbaritos into the stream here very shortly. But before we do, let's jump into the game. I want to showcase what we're going to be looking at today because, honestly, there's a lot of implications as we see this match unfold. And, man, this is going to be a doozy. I can't wait. All right, so we're in the match here. We have playoffs bracket up and front and center. S0NG versus TR is what we're going to be watching today. Again, we saw last week how S0NG was able to dismantle, oh my, two-time previous champion OV. TR, not a slouch at all. However, they did have one loss in this season, being Season 5, and that was to 1V, who we saw just an hour ago take out at the last second. Blackjack 10-21, advancing into the next round, the semifinals, which will eventually decide who goes to the, that's right, finals for Season 5 of Osiris League. Now, TR, average score 66,300. We have S0NG with only a 58,302 score. But again, it's not a matter of how many points you have overall. It's a matter of how many points you have more than your opponent. And with one loss as well for S0NG to BLN, this is somewhat of an even matchup, right? 8-1, 8-1. S0NG, however, defeating OV last week really put them on the map for me. Also defeating 10-21, who, again, we just saw almost taking out 1V. And 1V beat TR 3 weeks ago by almost 10,000 points. So I think there's going to be some things happening in this match. And to tell you all what he expects to see in this matchup, I'm going to bring in my brother from another mother, bearded brother. We have ourselves a Bulbaritos in the house. Bulbaritos, tell me what you're thinking today.
Guys, being called illustrious from my duo here. All right. So I'm excited, man. We have so many matches that have already happened, so many that are about to happen, from all across the realms. I know probably the biggest match is the one that we're going to be casting right now, which is TR and S0NG. And the things to kind of keep our eyes on. And I'm just going to wait for it because I don't know when it's going to happen and when we're gonna see it, but I know TR are gonna pull something out of the bag. They gotta pull a little magician, put a little rabbit out of the hat. And so I'm very excited to see kind of what they're gonna do to try to counter what S0NG is gonna bring to the table. And S0NG looking super strong last week against OV. I know we showed that on the stream as well. So it's gonna be a battle of wits and who's gonna outsmart the other. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
TR has pulled some shenanigans in the past, and I fully expect, again, having gone over the breakdown of the teams that both of these teams have faced this season and their performance in all of those matches, I feel like TR may feel like a little bit of an underdog, especially, I'm just being honest, watching S0NG execute their strategy last week was something to watch, something to behold. TR, however, is no slouch. Almost every single member of that team, including previous commentator from an hour and a half ago, Chiscool, is on that team, and it VIP 18 for the most part. Now, Song also, kind of VIP 18 to the max as well. So we're going to see an evenly set up match. It's really going to come down to the strategy, and ultimately, I think, like Bull Burrito said, what's going to be some wild cards? Is TR going to pull out a little bit of sneaky tactics? Are they going to pull out some extra skills that you might not have thought of before? Is there going to be a positioning game? Is the structure game going to be focused on, or is it going to be an art game? Is it a hybrid of both? I, I, I just can't wait to watch this match. We've got 4 minutes left, Bulba. You said that there's going to be some shenanigans possibly or something from TR. I put in the chat, guys, and if you haven't done so already, poll in the chat. Who do you in Chatland think is going to win this matchup? I think it's personally going to come down to the wire. Do you think that this is going to be close, or do you think somebody's going to pull away from it?
I think it's going to be really close. I think this is probably one of the matches, the very few matches that we've seen where the new commanders, Nevsky and Burt, where you're going to start to see some unique combinations. Song showed last week the ability for just swarming with a bunch of Nevskys on an obelisk and being able to easily take it. So I am going to look and pay special attention to that, because the amount of damage and it was melting all the garrisons. And I mean, from Amani to Jadwiga to Zenobia,
Yeah,
all
crazy,
of them were
right?
going down. So, buckle up, guys. It's gonna be a doozy.
That's right. That's right. I'm looking forward to seeing who ends up kind of edging out on top here. I think that ultimately that first arc is going to kind of be negligible, but as that second and third arc, and really, do they start to hold these arcs knowing that one team seems to be out positioning, out damaging in the middle? That's going to be things that we're going to be looking for throughout the match and commenting on for you all. Make sure that you throw your comments in the chat as well, guys. We love seeing the engagement in the chat. Make sure you hit that subscribe button here, because this is the Rise of Kingdoms official channel. Hit the like button on this stream as well. And then both of us, we are sponsored by Rise of Kingdoms as well. Our links for our channels are in the comment section below, or the description below, I should say. Make sure you go and check us out there too. We're just feeding you just all kinds of goodies between strategy here, strategy on our channels. We're making sure that you guys have what you need to eventually hopefully get here. Instead of watching, you're going to be playing. So with just about 2 minutes left, let me jump back into the game, and I'm going to go ahead and go over some of the matches that happened last week. Then I'm going to kind of chat with Bulbo just for another 30 seconds as we jump into the actual match. So inside the game, we had some previous matches happen at 13 UTC. BG, the underdog, taking out 88 LV. Now, when I say underdog, I don't really think that BG was an underdog, but from a betting standpoint, they were an underdog, which is weird. It's really weird. I know how good BG is, so I was kind of shocked to see that betting pool peak going down to JST, who, whenever we see the victor of this match here in this game, they will be facing JST in the semifinals. And then 1v, again, if you missed that match, you have absolutely got to go see that match again. It is posted already on the channel. 1v taking out Blackjack. Blackjack within a finger's length of capturing a game-winning arc. 1v stopping them from doing it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now, Realm of Anubis, really quickly, only one match. 60MX, again, a technical betting underdog, going and taking the victory against 671K. We also have Bastet here, DQ39 losing to previous champion 94VN, and 06HS taking out 01HK. Huge match there. And then finally in Realm of Sobek, NRGP, 2.8 billion power team taking out 29TO at 3.5 billion power. So huge game there. And then RR38 continuing to impress, taking out 37IA. Wow, what a matchup. Let's jump back to the co-cast really quick. Bulba, are you ready?
Oh man,
Are you ready? I don't know if you're ready.
You don't even have to, man. I don't even need coffee
like
to get ready for this match.
Say that.
I'm expecting some. Yeah, Jaga's out here with some coffee. I'm ready, man. I don't want to call my shot, but man, I feel like there's gonna be some sneaky tactics. There's gonna be something that has to come out. TR is known for it. They have stacked on stack. They got some Smash Squad, original Smash Squad. They got some original squad. They got TR. They got some original. They have cultivated an amazing team to go up against Song, who's kind of a rising star for the last couple of seasons. So I'm really, really stoked to see how they're going to try to counter the aggression from Song today. That's going to be my number one play today.
Okay, so I can feel like you're ready. Okay, so you're about as ready as I am. Almost. I mean, I know we're probably about the same. Probably about the same. It's okay, though. Look, we got the match starting. We got key combatants. We're sending these guys into the match. Lots and lots of points to be talked about. There's your boy Chiscool kill score. 256,000. That's pretty solid. That's pretty damn solid right there.
Chiscool spotted.
Goodness. Yes. Chiscool sighting, right? It's like the Scipio sightings. We have a Chiscool sighting. So, road to the championship again. Both teams having one loss. Song losing to BLN. We also have TR losing to 1V. So, two very good teams taking out the one match that both of these teams have lost. That being said, my goodness, TR is absolutely loaded with power. So is Song, and Song's been here before. Again, we saw last week just what Song is capable of doing. I'm going to jump to the blue team real quick just to highlight a couple of the frontline warriors here. 205 million power there with 6.3 billion kills. We have 104 million power, which again is just fine with 3.7 billion power. Absolutely loaded team here. We've got tons of players with +2 and 3 billion kill point totals. On the TR side, this guy, he's kind of been around. Bunny, he's got 386 million power, which is actually low for him, but 17.4 billion, almost 17.5 billion kill points. We also have Van Diesel in the house right there too. And I just wanted to showcase, everybody's been asking, where's Chiscool at? Why is he always, not doing both matches or something? Well, let's go take a peek and see if we can find the man. I feel like he's around here somewhere. Let's see. Am I just glazing over him, or is he not teleported in yet?
I haven't seen him.
I don't see him, actually, now that I'm looking at it.
Chiscool not spotted, but I do see Redline out here popping emojis.
Yeah, I did saw that. I did see that. Yeah. That's a red line for you. Yeah, I actually don't see Chiscool. Where's he at?
He might just be porting in later, and that's okay, because a lot of the times
there's 3 seconds left until the match starts.
That is true.
Oh, you know why? It's because I think he's a reinforcement.
Oh, he's a backup. They have him as a backup.
Oh, that's Kate. Okay, maybe I just missed him. Okay, we'll see him on the field. I'm sure we'll see him on the field. The match has started. We've got everybody rolling out here, and we've got full graphics on for you fine people. Make sure that you enjoy it, because all the gold that's going through this gate cost a lot of money, okay? So here we go on the Song side here as well. Pouring out the front of the gate here is Song. Saw some really solid execution from them last week. I'm looking to see the same thing against what will be one of their toughest opponents in TR. Hard push being used by Song, Boba.
Yeah, I see Hannibal Barca on the field in TR as well, but I do see a tremendous amount of Nevskis coming in that are going to be going top side. So we definitely are going to, and bottom side. So it looks like everybody might have expertised out Nevsky on the side of TR. So it's going to be quite a doozy off the rip. You're definitely going to see a lot of swarming coming in.
And when you're this deep in the Osiris League playoffs, you don't wait for another wheel. You don't wait for another MGE. You get what you need to get that victory out the door. And sure enough, I mean, my goodness, these guys are loaded with Nevskis. I'm seeing quite a bit of double Cs as well, rolling out on the field. And a lot of that has to do with trying to get some forward presence on these desert altars, trying to capture what will be the first occupation score, again, giving 750 points to the team that can secure these altars for the first time in this match. And this, again, we've seen time and time again. We saw some of the totals from earlier in 13 UTC matches. These games can be decided by less than 2,000 points, and most have been. So getting one or two of these could easily win the game for you before you even get started.
And it's very interesting that I'm looking at the Song compositions, and they really haven't switched up theirs. So you are seeing a lot of museum commanders as well, a lot of Ethels. I saw a ton of CC, and you do see some Nevsky sprinkled in, but they are going more museum break off like they have been going all season long. So we're going to see if TR overloading on these Nevskys is actually going to create quite a bit of an issue when it comes to taking these first occupations away from your opponent.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. We've got TR continuing to pour in, trying to get to their own desert altar to defend. But look, Song already coming on the bottom lane and arriving early at the desert altar. That's what those double C's are for. Look at those, all three double C's with probably windswept gear. We've got just probably the rally flag for the accessory. I mean, they've got everything movement speed related to get these troops down the field. They won't be super effective from a battle standpoint, but just having to kill these marches takes a little bit of a soaking of damage standpoint. These are all T4, by the way.
Ooh, keep an eye on this bottom side obelisk. A Song are pushing in with a ton of marches going directly to that obelisk.
And there a rally with it as well? There is. It's coming in.
There is. And
That's
these CC marches are coming in. Yep. So we did see this. I did see this as well from the 1v match as well, where they did a very similar strategy. So we are going to see them pushing in on this obelisk. So they are going to let this rally hit. So that is something to keep our eyes on and see if it pulls some marches away from TR from this desert altar.
Yeah, I'm staring at this. I'm staring at this obelisk. We've got 3 double C marches. I will say that TR is coming in towards the obelisk, so they should have plenty to go ahead and take care of business as far as holding this at least. But it is going to delay, and you know what? Also, it's going to delay. We have 1 minute and 10 seconds until this obelisk captures for TR. If there's a bunch of marches sitting around here, that's going to stop them from teleporting in.
Yep, and that's kind of, they're muddying up the water. They're also, you're seeing a lot of these lines, a lot of these marches that would normally be going to this desert altar. And now look at the push on the desert altar. Song having a ton of blue marches around there because these marches are getting pulled towards this obelisk. So, we got 45 seconds before this obelisk is captured. 40 seconds. Got a Zenobia in the garrison. So, you should see this XY get swarmed down fairly quickly from the side.
Yeah, that's what we're seeing.
TR. Yeah, and so I like the play, but I know a lot of people were asking if Nevsky or if XY Nevsky can get swarmed down. There you go. There's your answer.
Oh yeah, definitely can, especially in Ark of Osiris. You got the extra skill damage bonuses that Ark of Osiris provides. But I mean, look what they're doing. Look what Song's doing. They're just covering space, and I think that's really the strategy more than trying to take the obelisk itself. With 10 seconds left, they're not going to be able to teleport into the right spots right away, and that means I think they're just trying to make it to where the whole match, your garrison defenders are not where they're supposed to be. Because typically, again, you want to have your garrison for the altar right here, right where this player and this player are, just so they're closest as possible to the desert altar. Like right here is where you want your garrison leader. And there it is. Okay, so he's porting in. So they got cleared just enough. You got King Claw porting in right there. But you see, they're already porting in right beside the obelisk instead of on the outer edge. That's going to give them a little bit of an advantage. That's very smart.
And you're also possibly, you could affect the teleportation area just because people are just porting in just to port in.
That's a science.
Not optimized. You know what I mean? So we'll see if that's going to affect how many people can actually port into this obelisk. But as we're looking at that, the TR did in fact get into their desert altar on bottom side, and they're pushing up top side as well, trying to sneak out this first occupation right there. But they didn't pop hard push. So 2.5 minutes before, and there you go, flip flop back to.
I went to CoCast because my game decided to freeze up there with some weird graphics. So it's both you and me on the channel right now. I'm reloading it right now. It should be just a few seconds. We've got the desert altar on the top lane that, like you said, did look very, very blue, right? It went red. It went red for TR.
Yeah,
red for TR.
And then flip back on the side of Song. And right now on the bottom side, TR are pushing up towards the Shrine of War. We got about 6 minutes before the first arc will spawn. So we are going to look at seeing how the rotations are going to come in. We'll let y'all know. And we're going to be bringing y'all, there it is, the coverage right back in there. And
wow, 3 altars for TR right off the bat here. But it looks like Song is going to get their desert altar back. But I think they just keep resetting this timer. If TR can get some reinforcements up here quickly enough, Van Diesel trying his hardest to get up here. That Guan's actually a lot better than it should be, I would think. But these altars look to be, and there it is. They're going to go ahead and get evened up. Points per minute total in favor of Song right now by over 300 points because of the flip-flopping back and forth of all these structures. I think eventually, though, everybody will get their own first occupation points. That should knot it up in the middle. And speaking of middle, TR is already there, Bulba.
And I like it because we all know it's like clockwork. If you know song and you watch song long enough, usually around the 5 minute mark, they are already flooded in the middle. So
Mm-hmm.
I do like this early rotation from the side of TR. They know that middle is going to be kind of what wins and loses this match. So they are putting it's nice to see they're putting a big presence and focus on the mid game.
Yeah, all the buildings look pretty well secured, and TR being in the middle, especially if they back this up with a solid reinforcement, which actually the reinforcements are going the opposite direction on the bottom lane there. They're coming from the middle to the desert altar. Looks like Song is trying. Okay, yep, here we go. Song is pushing with a rally. Rally's a little bit ahead of the reinforcements. This XY is holding up pretty solidly against this swarm from Cam. Cam is a very strong player with top tier gear. This XY is holding up very well, but the Jadwiga is holding up even better from TR, and there is some reinforcements from Song coming in, but that pulled an entire player's worth of marches from the middle over here to the desert altar to hold it. Curious why they thought, there it is right there. See, come on, A's was the player who was in the middle, heading towards the Arc spawn point, who is now back over in the desert altar. I don't know if he got yelled at in their chat or what, but he bolted back over to the bottom lane there for a reason. Now the desert altar looks to be like they're doing pretty well, but TR, on the other hand, Sky Altar for Song looks like it will go down in favor of TR on the bottom lane. And in fact, there it goes, and they've got plenty of people there. Now Obelisk, though, Obelisk, bottom lane, in blue. 50 seconds until this goes to blue. If they can get some people in, do you think they're going to teleport in?
100% they're going to get somebody in. This Saladin is holding on really, really well, and they do have blue marches to possibly reinforce this. So you got 40 seconds. Oh boy. Okay, we turn to yellow.
My goodness.
Turn to yellow. We got to keep our eyes on this, guys, because if this flips over, oh man, I think the Saladin's gonna barely miss it. Yeah,
I don't think they're gonna get it quite. Ooh, there's another reinforcement. 20 seconds left. 3 minutes until the arc spawns. There's too many Oh my goodness, everything is blinking. There are too many places to have a camera on right now. So if I'm missing something, I do apologize. But we have to look at this Obelisk. 10 seconds left. XY primary now. They decided against the Saladin primary. Interesting.
Oh, they need to block teleport spots. This, if
yep, there it is. There it is.
Oh no,
there it is. Oh, they didn't do it quickly enough.
Oh,
wow. Wow.
See, I would have loved to see, if you didn't think you were going to get it down, have the marches break off and then just block all the teleport spots and then reswarm it back. That way they can't teleport. But they did get it down.
They did what they needed to do.
Oh, yeah. They did what they needed to do. They
at
can
the
take a deep breath. But at the same token, we're rotating in mid. And while TR did rotate in mid early, it looks like Song's numbers are drastically increasing. So this push is going to get ready with 2 minutes left before the arc spawns.
Oh my goodness. This is probably the most underwhelming middle organization that I've seen with 2 minutes until the arc spawns here. But I think a lot of that had to do with just how much pressure was on that Obelisk, and more pressure even. Again, 10 seconds until this Sky Altar on the bottom lane starts ticking points for TR. This could be a big advantage for them going into this middle fight, especially since they were there first and have positioned correctly as far as being right at the temple, maybe even a little bit forward. Now they're backing off a little bit, giving some of their pressure and position away, but Song pouring troops in to the middle, now overwhelming from a player standpoint. I think it's almost 1.5, 2 to 1 now in favor of Song, unless their stacking is just so on point that one pyramid is actually 15. We'll see. We'll see.
And while we were chatting about that, I was looking, because TR, we're doing a great job on occupation. They did at one point hold 3 altars, and now it just completely flip-flopped, and now it's flip-flopping. So Song currently owns 3 out of the 4 altars right now.
Yep, there's a Bertrand garrison on the top lane, Sky Altar, and I'm assuming that's because that's what the rally was. Now it is a Jadwiga, which is exactly what Song wants to have happen. The middle fight probably is going to pop off here pretty soon. Positioning happening on both sides. Song coming down even further. Now it's looking like TR might have the numbers. I mean, we're going to have to stop speculating. We're just going to have to watch. Here it goes. War drums being used by TR. I'm assuming at least war drums on the other side, if not mystical formation on both sides as well. Let's see if there's any points. Is Song going to use any points? Heaven's Grace from TR. And hard push from Song. They're going to go for structures on this first one.
They're invested, and that's what you want to see from the side of TR. You want to see them be the aggressors, because you have to kind of meet with Song's aggression in middle, especially in middle, because they are going to bring it. And oh man, you can't even see with all this green and red. You can make a song out of this, but
Yeah.
we're gonna about to find out. And they are pulling it from the top side, so you should see Song be pulling this arc first.
There it
There it
is.
is, pulling it.
It's moving. It's moving with a quickness. It is already getting targeted by at least a Tamiris. I see the red number or the purple number there that signifies that Tamiris has in fact targeted you and is debuffing you. However, it is down. I think, even though Song might not win this, TR is doing a great job, by the way, of really pushing Song. I will say Song is reinforcing decently well, but they're also peeling out. TR definitely will likely have this arc, although Song just picked it up again. Although I think it will drop here just in a moment. But look on the back end of this. We've got the Shrine of War. 1 minute until it's captured by Song. We still have the Sky Altar holding strong for Song. That's supposed to be in red hands. That's a lot of points per minute going in favor of Song. That's 150 points per minute for the altar. I believe it's 80. That's right, 80 points per minute for the Shrine of War. That's 230 points per minute. We're looking at 740 for Song, 360 for
Song
TR.
Song getting melted in the middle, and TR are running the arc back. Complete reversal of fortune. They're running this arc, and it is a red sea in the middle.
That's right.
They hard countered very, very hard those Nevskis. They used a ton of Guans. I was trying to pay attention to what TR's March compositions were, and they had a ton of Guans. Like, I mean, every single person. And so they are running this arc back, and we have a couple marches attempting to stop it, but it looks like TR are going to be pulling out this first arc for 3,000 points.
Yeah, it definitely looks that way, and I think by design, Song is kind of not letting them, because they definitely had a big fight in the middle, right? We just saw it, but I think that actually, if we're looking at it objectively, right, I think that really went in Song's favor, even though they didn't get the arc. What just happened? So, one, they've got 2 more buildings on the top lane that are generating points, by the way, and have been for quite some time. There's already 1,000 point, almost 1,100 point lead in favor of Song. Not only that, but look, they used, what was that, 6 points? 6 alliance points in the middle, did TR, whereas they just used hard push for Song, and that's only 3 points. So, I mean, they didn't really abuse any points. They saved some more points for later. Two structures, especially 2 big structures, for that long, definitely helps out minimize the impact of this 3,000 point arc. This is the least point generating arc in the match, obviously being the first one. Up 1,400 points now is Song, and still with a 310 point per minute advantage is Song. I think that ultimately this is going to be a wash, but good advantage to Song as far as using extra alliance skill points for TR.
I think where the advantage, in my opinion, will probably come in is now TR have the ability to dictate the match, right? If they want to hold this arc for 30 minutes, they can hold it and make it a 2 arc match. And if you're a Song, that was kind of your bread and butter. You used to dominate people in middle. So points wise, I don't think it necessarily is going to make that big of a difference, right? They're both doing fairly well in occupation. We're constantly seeing structures flip flop. But I think taking away one of those pillars that Song really, really leans on may come to the benefit of TR in this match. So that's definitely something for us to keep our eyes on.
Song has consistently on the Shrine of War on the top lane, and I don't know if it's just because they haven't been able to get a Jadwiga up there, or they didn't think they were going to take it, but Attila Takeda has been the garrison on this Shrine of War for at least 3 or 4 minutes. Absolutely crazy to see that still being done in this type of match with the 2 powerhouse teams. 40 seconds until TR gets their Sky Altar back on the top lane. TR is holding strong on this Shrine of Life at the bottom, but they may lose it. This XY Nevsky is wrecking this Zenobia. The defense debuffs are absolutely insane. They got it. There it is. It's now blue. That's going to start ticking in just over a minute. We've got the TR Desert Altar, though, on the bottom lane, firmly secured. And now TR is pushing forward, but Song already positioning to blunt the force coming from the bottom lane from TR. You know what I am surprised at, Bulba? I'm surprised that I don't see more outpost flipping for Song. It looks like they've got some dedicated people here. 3, in fact, 3 dedicated marches, if not 4, coming in from the left side here. going out after these outposts. I'm sure TR saw this during the last match against OV that they had last week. I mean, this is 90 points, guys. 30 points per outpost. That's 90 points you're either not getting or you're giving to your opponent, which is basically 180 points if you think about it. That are supposed to be yours that are now your opponent's. I mean, that's a big deal. It's a lot bigger deal than I think a lot of people give credit for these outposts. So it looks like TR is doing a reaction to last week's match against OV and garrisoning the crap out of these outposts so that they're not quite flipping as easily as Song may like.
Yeah, and it's like we're keeping our eyes on, but everywhere I'm looking, I'm seeing Song's aggression just all over the map. Whether I'm looking top side, all their marches are forward facing, on all the altars, they're always constantly blinking for the side of TR. They just cleared out that top side sky altar rally that was on the TR structure. So that is good. But they're basically forcing the hand. They're forcing TR's hand right now. They are showing right now that they are down by 2K. This first arc is 3K. So the arc is keeping them in the game, but at some point you're going to have to do something against this aggression, or else Song's just going to constantly keep forward marching. You know what I mean?
You had mentioned earlier, TR being able to control the match and make it a 2-arc game. I think with capturing the arc just now, they've shown that they know they need to capture these arcs to overpower Song's structure game. Because that, to me, Song, their structure game is just so solid. They're always up from a points per minute standpoint. Every single match, they end up having 4, 5, 6,000 extra points in structure game than their opponent, and that in combination with their strong mid game and serviceable provisioning is what's been winning them these matches. And here we go. We have open field fighting from TR above the Shrine of War here, where we also have a rally and swarm on the Shrine of War just below it. TR seeing that, pulling back their reinforcements to go ahead and keep the Zenobia up and running. This XY Nevsky is absolutely, again, wrecking this Zenobia YSS. It's absolutely incredible seeing what Nevsky has done to this season's Osiris League playoffs.
Yeah, and right now this is the crucial part, because if you're Song, you have so many marches forward. You're going to have to rotate here in about 2 minutes towards middle. So all these marches, your ability is you're nuking them into the structures. You know what I mean? You're either you're ride or die trying to neutralize, whether you capture it or not. It would greatly increase your chances, but you're trying to kill off your marches. That way you can start rotating with fresh ones towards middle. So the swing is about to happen, but as we're speaking, all these structures are starting to turn blue. So TR is looking like they're about to take the Shrine of War, though, on this top side.
Shrine of War, top side. Top side Shrine of War is already TR's. That's their That's their Shrine of War. You mean bottom? No, that one's clear. Okay, so
no.
Desert Altar on the bottom lane is taken by Song. However, that's a big deal. That's a huge deal. Guan Garrison again. I mean, I'm not gonna not point that out. Guan Alex Garrison. I guarantee you that's an Alex behind that. But again, I mean, that is, again, if we look at the league stats going into this match, Guan Alex is not only the #1 ranked open field march in this Osiris League playoff set, but also the #2 ranked Garrison because of that. And he's just always up front. So you've got Zenobia YSS #1, Guan Alex #2, XY Nevsky. Well, it's actually XY Chandra right now, but I imagine it'll be XY Nevsky by the end. And then also you've got Pakal Herald as Garrison leads, and then you have Jadwiga YSS and a mandatory Artemisia. It's actually kind of crazy to see, how that works out. But I guess whenever you take a structure, you're generally always going to have one of your rally leads as Garrison.
And right now I'm watching Song counter the counter, because we saw that TR rotated super early to mid last time, and guess what? Song went back at 5 minutes and 45 seconds. They were already rotating in mid and sitting in mid, and the numbers are already in favor for Song in the mid game with 5 minutes, and more marches are starting to rotate in. So it's gonna be very interesting to watch TR have to push through Song this rotation. And so this mid fight is going to be crucial, because this, if you're Song, you definitely want it. Right now we're tied up 0-0. Song being down by 300 points, and this upcoming arc is going to be worth 3,500.
We only have one rally from both sides. I'm really curious. With again, 4.5 minutes until the arc. I guess that's probably why. But we saw last match at the 13 UTC hour 1v, really continuing the pressure and having four rallies going almost all the time. It didn't matter what else was happening on the map. There was always just offensive rallies all the time, and I think that did add to 1021's demise. Was they always had to have maybe one more player to come back and defend than maybe they wanted to. Maybe that one player clearing out the middle field, escorting that arc might have been the difference. Who knows? But I think really, boiling down to everything here, everybody's going to the middle. Look at TR just amassing here right beside this caravan point, which, I mean, who's getting a few provisions as well? As long as he doesn't die inside that caravan, that's maybe, 15, 20 points. That couldn't hurt. That couldn't hurt.
We're seeing a lot of Nevskis, and I'm glad you brought up the 1v match. So they did utilize some very different things, and we noticed it. Is that they pulled their provisioner. They pulled all his marches and sent him to middle in the last arc run. So it's very unique strategies that we're seeing from some of these teams in the top tier. I don't know if necessarily either one of these teams are going to do that, but TRR on the way to push, or it looks like they're trying to bait out some skills. Let's see. They are moving forward.
They're moving forward. They're trying to push. Yeah. Yep. I think they're just trying to get some posturing and positioning. They're spread out quite a bit. Song and on the opposite spectrum, they are consolidating quite a bit. We've seen some different positionings, haven't we, in the last few weeks? We've seen some concaves. We've seen, I mean, clearly the ball strategy has been around since the dawn of Rise of Kingdoms, but some have been really kind of stretching the entire map. Positioning is starting to be a thing that a lot of these teams are really starting to take a focus on. You can see Song here on the bottom. This is the shortest lane for them to get to. You see the V here. This gives them the opportunity to all have the reinforcements arriving at the same time, gives them more of a punch, a push. Same thing from TR. You have everybody coming in from here. Now, I will say I would have liked to have seen TR maybe be a little bit more down towards where this section is, because this is a shorter wall for TR to reinforce if they decide to do so. But right now, TR is on top of that temple with 2 minutes left, and they're already starting to do a little tappy tap.
Yeah, and I do like this. So I do understand why some teams do this, because when it comes to popping the skills,
There we
we
go.
We see TR going in hard. Who's gonna pop? Which team is gonna pop to the death first, or if they are gonna in fact pop it? There you go. War drums coming on the side of both sides, and Diesel TR going first with to the death. You should see it followed most likely from Song here, and probably about, but you definitely should see it.
Heaven's Grace coming in here in a minute as well. That's a possibility. I will say that TR just burned all of their points. That was 10 points being used for TR, only 2 being used for Song. So, I mean, again, this could be a long play when it comes to what Song is doing here. I will say Song is starting to get sent back home, although there's some TR pumping out there too. They're not doing too bad either. TR is dedicating quite a bit to the middle, though, I will say. Reinforcements-wise, it's definitely going down in favor of TR. Now, Song taking on the initiative on the bottom lane here, taking that Desert Altar away from TR with this match going. It's looking like that to the death buff is starting to pay dividends in the middle. Lots of Song members going home with sad faces, only a few for TR. Looks like they may take the second arc here.
And I think if you're on the side of TR, you're okay with that. You know what I mean? I would be okay with that, because one of the strongest assets from the Song team is their mid game. So if you're able to flip that on its head and just keep occupation close, this is when this match becomes very, very interesting. And we are seeing a ton, and we are still seeing a lot of Song marches. I'm seeing a lot of blue still in the middle.
I was surprised there's still any middle after all that damage being pumped out, but they are dying eventually. But it does look like TR is starting to get the advantage, but there is still quite a few blue marches in the middle here. It's taking them quite some time to clear it out. 13 seconds until this arc spawns. I'd imagine with the way that everything's positioned and everything is dying for the blue team, TR is going to be taking this arc and wheeling it back towards their side. One altar on the bottom lane. I don't know if that's going to be enough to make that worthwhile. That middle fight handily being done by TR, which again, you have to understand why, right? They used all their points to get this second arc. This is a 3,500 point arc. They already got a 3,000 point arc. It's wheeling back easily. There's nothing there to take it out. Solid middle by TR this game.
So let me ask you this, Drago. We know that they just popped their entire skill load right there on that second rotation. Song didn't. If you're TR, do you consider holding this arc and keeping it kind of in your pocket, or are you a little worried about the occupation aspect from the side of Song?
I'm so glad you asked me that. So here's the deal. The answer to that question is, do you think that Song has actually done their best in the middle? Do you think that Song has done their best in the middle? You absolutely capture this right now. You capture it and you just keep generating 3,000, 3,500, 4,000, 4,500. But if you think Song is holding back, and I do think Song is holding back in the middle, I don't think they've fully committed to the middle yet. Then you might want to hold this and make it a one arc game. Now, with that being said, Song is really good on the structures. So if you hold it and you give Song 10 minutes to go ahead and say, okay, well, you just want us to focus on structures, we can do that. That could be devastating to you, and you may need this arc just to keep it even for that last fight. It really comes down to, is Song committing to the middle yet or not? Because I've seen Song in the middle look like what TR has just done the last two matches. TR has done what I think Song didn't want them to do, but at the same time, if this is Song's strategy to give them the first one or two arcs because they're the lowest point ones, and then go after the last two arcs as Song, that'll give them an advantage.
I can't argue with that. That's exactly what I was thinking. And right now, we're looking at structures. It's evened up. It's knotted up. All the altars are on the respective teams. We're looking at points per minute, 590 to 440 in favor of Song right now. So it's not by much.
It's always.
It always just seems to be that it is always in favor of Song. So, while 150 points doesn't seem like much, minute over minute, it starts adding up. So, I think I like the idea of using this arc, even if it doesn't give you the advantage, but keeping it close and then focusing a little bit on provisions. But Song in their own right are super strong at provisions as well. So it's you got to kind of pick your poison with either one of these teams. And we're going to see. We're backseat driving here, but yeah, I always love finding all these.
This is how we do it. I mean, we look like such sages whenever we're sitting here. We're not the one dragging the troops around. We're not the one trying to be 5 minutes ahead of your opponent. We're just sitting here watching and reacting to what's going on. And I just love this time of Osiris League, because this is where you really start to see the cream of the crop. Hard push being used by Song. Again, Song has not used to the death yet. Only TR has. In fact, TR has only used all of the main skills. To the death's been done. I think they used Heaven's Grace early as well. You have, on the other hand, Song, who has only really used War Drums and defensive formation. That's why I keep feeling like, Song hasn't really committed to the middle yet.
Yeah, that's kind of I don't know if that's the scary part, or if you just take it as a W if you're on TR, because you have beaten Song at probably what their best game is, and that's in mid, and it wasn't just once, it was twice. So, but the occupation, man, we keep coming back to it, because right now it's just the lead is just going to progressively grow and grow and grow, and these altars are constantly under attack. On top side, I'm constantly seeing a Burt rally hitting the Sky Altar. It's not right now, but that's the only rally that I'm seeing right now coming from Song. So it is very interesting, map presence wise.
Well, I mean, the reason there's not many rallies from Song is because they captured two of the structures. Two shrines are in favor of Song that are supposed to be under the TR banner, and with that being said, there's no pressure whatsoever right now from TR on Song's structures, and that's giving them the opportunity to push forward. Now, TR is starting to push forward a little bit towards the Shrine of War on the bottom lane, but I think Song already there, pouring troops towards what would have been a nice reinforcing march for Desert Altar, but it's just a little too late. Shrine of Life on the top lane, again, a couple marches here and there. They're just trying to kill their troops against this uber powerful Jadwiga. And TR moving out towards the Sky Altar on the bottom lane against Song as well. 10 minutes left on this arc. Let's see if we can find it first off. No, it's not even going to be on my screen.
They're on the bottom side obelisk right now. They're just holding it. And so we're going to see. They have the opportunity. Yeah, they have the opportunity to kind of, if they want to drop it on a tile, then pick it back up. They could milk this and just have it as a 2 arc. Or, but the occupation, I think over 25 minutes, you still got 25 minutes. I don't know if they're going to be able to hold on for dear life in this occupation, because Song is, they are constantly progressing on this map. And every time I look at a structure, it's just getting swarmed down. And
Now, this is a Bertrand rally here. I think this is, let's see if we can see the shield. Yep, this is a Bertrand Nevsky rally on the top Sky Altar for Song against TR, and it's going down quite quickly. I think it's getting swarmed down pretty heavily here. This Jadwiga is in deep red, though, so this could be a Song switch for this building. And again, we're looking at the points per minute. They're up 160 points per minute as usual, and if this flips, this will be another 150 points gone from TR's point per minute tracker. So reinforcements coming into that Bertrand rally as well. This may be a Song capture, and again, with 8 minutes 55 seconds until this arc times out. There's the flip. See, again, holding this last arc. I think TR wants to only let one more arc spawn, and I actually, if I'm thinking about it, this is actually the right play in my opinion. The way the match is looking right now, at least, this is the right play. I know they've been winning the middle handily, Bulba, but I just don't think Song has committed to the middle like I think that maybe some people have.
The other thing that we got to keep in mind too is they might be attempting to hold this to allow their skill bar to completely reset.
They need those skills, yeah.
That way, when Song, they know that Song is going to come fully loaded for that next one, right? So you definitely want to be fully loaded as well in order to counter it. Maybe we might see a Heaven's Grace get popped.
Yep.
We might see,
you can do that twice.
mystical. You can try to hard counter. I know these guys, Van and all them, have been testing out for TR. But I suspect that's probably what they're doing. If they are going to capture it, in fact, then they're probably just waiting for their bar to get completely full. That way, when they're rotating mid, we're going to have an epic clash for the last arc to see who moves forward.
Yeah, here we go. So 740 points per minute versus 360 for TR. Again, up almost 400 points per minute is Song. And a lot of that, I mean, just looking at the map, right, it's relatively even. I mean, with the exception of the Sky Altar at the top lane, everybody's got the buildings that they're supposed to have. But because Song keeps disrupting the point flow for TR, and this is how they do this every single match. They're always seemingly at least 150 points per minute up, if not, like right now, 300 points up, sometimes 500 points because they get a little lucky and get all the buildings tapped, turning their team color. So right now, the Sky Altar, again, still very, very blue. Point generation, again, very strong for Song. Check the middle really quick. There's nobody there, thank goodness, because the arc is still not captured. It's still sitting there. 22 minutes left, though. That could be a little struggly. So we got 7 minutes until the arc despawns. Okay, so that puts us at 15 minutes. If they capture it at the last second, if Song captures it handily, could technically see a last-minute arc, but it would have to be one handily again for that fourth one. I don't know if that's what they want to do, though, or not. Right now, Song is up by 2,000 points.
So there are two different options, two different ways that can take it. Either one, I know we see the six-minute timer on the top left, guys. If they hop into a res node, it drops the arc, and then when you recapture it, it resets to a certain number that will be bigger than 6 minutes. So if they really, really wanted to, they could just keep doing that over and over, and then that is the last arc that we will see. Or they will capture it. We'll have a little bit of time. We're going to see a final arc with a bunch of skills. It's going to be very interesting to see. It's going to be very interesting to see what TR is going to do. But right now, bottom side, they are pushing up on this Sky Altar for the side of TR. So we are seeing a little bit more aggression.
So some insight into what I just clicked here. We saw a Mina Caesar march. reason we saw that is because this is a Jadwiga garrison. Mina does have some movement speed bonuses, and Caesar has troop capacity bonuses. So the movement speed of Mina, in combination with transporting maybe 10 to 15,000 more troops, is why that is a reinforcement march that got low inside the structure and was killing itself against some of the swarming marches from TR. They went ahead and got that structure back, or that march back, and I guarantee you he's coming back here. If I can find him, he might be a little bit farther back maybe. Or maybe he's going to the middle now, because the arc was in fact captured here just a second ago. 1,200 point lead in favor of TR now. And again, this Shrine of War is still keep getting flipped blue by Song. And again, that's just more and more point disruption from this game.
Well, it is very interesting to see that they did capture the arc. So I don't know if they were in an advantageous position or if their skill bar is filled or what is what. But the arc has been captured with about 21 minutes left. So we are going to in fact see another one in about 2 minutes. We're going to see people starting to rotate towards middle.
No, I'm really shocked at the amount of field fighting that's happening on the top lane here. I mean, we've got the Shrine of War that's blue, that's supposed to be red. Red TR is coming in to take it back. YSS Theo is the garrison for Song. But I think maybe they're trying to disrupt the flow of going to the Sky Altar with 7 minutes until the arc spawns. That might be it. Again, here comes the Bertrand Nevsky rally from Song and a double C rally as well. This is exactly how they're doing it. Look at this. Look at the precision. They're literally by each other. They're going to break this double C rally likely for reinforcements for this Bertrand rally. Would be my guess. There it is. There's the break. And there's the reinforcement. That's exactly what the plan was. TR doing a great job, though, of disrupting what would have been 10, 12 marches coming to swarm this Sky Altar. That may have actually done what was needed to be done to stop this altar from flipping blue again, which it has continually done throughout the entire match.
I mean, right now I'm watching a minute earlier than what they did last time. We're already seeing some Song marches rotating middle. So I hope, we're going to see if TR are going to be able to take a little bit of advantage. They're going to play a little bit more defensive. I know bottom side, I see a couple of marches moving up, but for the most part, they're just trying to make sure that they keep this desert altar secure and ready for the rotation mid. These marches are getting pulled back now. Under the assumption they're about to rotate towards middle. There comes TR now. They're starting to move in.
Didn't we see from Song just an absolute mess ton of Ethelfled Trajans?
Yeah.
Wasn't that Song? I'm not seeing that this match. I'm seeing more Trajan Ethelfleds this match. Of course, as I say that, I see an Ethelfled Trajan. But it's not to the level that we saw last match against OV. Maybe that was playing to their opponent. That's possible. But I'm seeing, okay, and again, here's another one. Maybe all the Ethelfleds are coming from the bottom because all the Trajan primaries are coming from the top and all the Ethelfled primaries are coming from the bottom. So maybe there's just a little bit of mix here. But map is basically knotted up. The outposts are 2/3 blue right now and holding strong, by the way. That's Chandra's doing some work as a garrison. But Song coming in here, like you said, very early, holding some position here. They want to be above the temple right now, as you can see. I'm not sure if they're going to reposition after this, but they want to be above the temple, and they've gotten their spot.
So I was clicking on all these marches as they were starting to come in, and they shifted their commanders quite a bit on the side of Song. Usually you're going to see Song, 60GT, a lot of these hyper aggressive teams with a ton of XYs, and they flipped it. They have more Guans this rotation and quite a bit more Nevsky primaries as opposed to the XYs that we're traditionally used to seeing. So maybe they're bringing in a different composition to kind of throw people off, but I am seeing a ton of Guans and a ton of Nevskys coming in on the side of Song right now.
This Sky Altar is just being expertly held by Song just enough to have what they need to have that still be blue. TR look to probably take this right before the middle fight starts here in about maybe a minute or two. But it looks like Song is going to, in fact, hold that Sky Altar on the bottom lane just by the skin of their teeth, and that's really all that you need to do. So well done to Song, and well done to TR for almost taking that. That would have been beautiful right before, because again, as we always know when we're looking at the points per minute, 60 points per minute in favor of Song right now, and it's basically about a 1,500 point game in favor of TR at the moment. Every point will count this game, everyone. This is going to really come down to this arc and provisioning, and I think Song continuing to try and take these structures. I think that's the way it's going to play.
Yeah, and right now I'm clicking on the structures, and it is a ghost town. Everybody
To the middle.
Everybody is in the middle. Exactly. So this is going to be very, very exciting. Every march that you can imagine is getting sent to middle right
Yeah,
now.
I'm not moving the camera. We're just going to sit here and stare at the big. So there's 30 players on each side, right? So 30 players. You figure there's some garrisons and some reinforcements in all the buildings. Let's just say on average, 4 marches per player. So that's 120 marches in the middle of the field for each side. We're about to see a 240 march battle in the middle, I think is what my calculations come up to. This is just flooding in with marches. Tons of troops on all sides. I mean, we still have 15 and a half minutes left, Bulba. I mean, it's not like this game is over. I wonder if Song, I mean, maybe they won't. I mean, they're going to go to they're focusing on the middle, obviously, but if Song just decided to go ahead and push and just take the whole map, you know,
Look at
what
that.
would happen?
I'm looking at the points per. I'm looking at the score right now, and they're up by 3,000 points. This arc is going to be worth 4,000 or 4,000. So, you know, if you're TR, I don't know if you necessarily go ham in the middle. You definitely want to contest it for sure. But you know, occupation is up for the grab right now, especially with you having a nice cushion of almost about what's a little under 3,000 right now. So, boy.
Yeah, it's about 2,500.
It's going to be a close one. It's going to be a close one for
TR
sure.
is pushing, looking to see these extra marches a little bit farther behind their group. That's a solid decision by TR. Here comes Mystical Formation for TR from Van Diesel. I told you guys Song had not used To the Death yet. There's To the Death from Song. TR using War Drums. Song using Mystical Formation.
There it is.
TR using Heaven's Grace for the second time to counter To the Death from Song. This middle fight, nobody knows who's going to win it right now.
Yeah, I what I like to see is I like seeing the amount of marches that TR is still bringing in, and that's what makes this very exciting. On both sides are still dumping in marches. So, the arc's about to spawn in a minute, and we're gonna see a lot of sad faces coming out here in a hot second. So
that's a lot of red numbers.
Guys. Yeah, buckle up, guys. We're in for a treat.
Oh man, so more reinforcements coming in from Song. TR coming in as well from the rear. So many red points going above all of these marches. We see both sides losing marches, losing troops. Song losing the most recent, but TR also losing quite a bit. Although I will say that Heaven's Grace from TR was definitely needed. TR using Heaven's Grace at the very end, Song using To the Death at the very beginning, and Mystical Formation. I don't know who's going to win this ball, but it's pretty mixed, although I am seeing a little bit more blue than red, although who can tell at this point? I mean, my goodness.
We're out here looking at dots trying to figure out, but it's looking, equally, sad face coming from both sides. 3 seconds before the arc spawns. Let's see who's going to grab it.
Wow, so many. Go ahead, keep going. Sorry.
If TR, no worries. If TR can snag this from the backside, you're going to see this murder ball get completely pulled. So this is very important which side gets the pull first. And just on that, Song gets pulled. Yeah.
Right in the middle of the buzzsaw of marches. He's like, what do I do? What do I do?
I got it, guys. I got it.
Hike. And he's gone. No, he's dead. So Arc is technically a smidge on the side of Song. Song continuing to pour in marches, but also losing lots more marches than TR. Look how many red marches are here against Song. Oh my goodness. TR has this. TR has this.
And TR are cleaning the field out right now, running this arc
and
back
they are
down.
Railing back to their side with this. Oh my goodness. This could be a nail in the coffin for Song with just over 12 minutes left. Song desperate to drop that arc. Oh my goodness, this could be the death blow for Song.
This could be the death blow.
That mid fight.
This arc is that mid fight was amazing, and this arc being worth 4,000 points. It doesn't completely seal the game because we have seen some massive provisions come out. We're definitely gonna have to keep our eyes on that on the side of Song. The arc did get dropped, but it should be picked up fairly shortly. And that will give them about a 6K
running
point lead. Running charge on the side of Song. Let me see where they're coming from the bottom side. Look at the massive hugging this wall. They are coming so fast. Oh my goodness, outside. Woo, they're coming in hot. Super fast marches.
Flight of the Bumblebees coming out from the bottom lane here from Song, and they're doing everything they can to disrupt this arc from being captured. They have 13 minutes left on the pickup for the arc, but only 11 minutes left on the match. Oh my goodness. Could they delay this for 11 minutes, do you think? I don't know if they can do that.
Somebody pick up the arc.
I mean, they're just letting it sit there. Just letting it sit there. And here comes a Song player to come in from the side. Okay, I'll take this. Y'all are gonna pick it up.
There's still blue marches. There's still blue marches in the middle. If Song can pick this up, that's a nice stall tactic. And then you have him wrapping around. Oh no.
I'm going to position the camera right here for you fine people. You can see all the action in the middle, the procession of marches from both TR and Song holding hands side by side as they go to the middle. A little bit of a fight here on the bottom corner. Trajan deciding he can't have any of this. He wants to get in and start tapping some people. Looks like Song is pouring everything they can from the bottom lane into this middle. It is only, by the way, a 1,300 point game in favor of TR. Song has to have this arc not be captured by TR. That's the only way they are going to win. They have to delay and stop this arc from being captured. TR does have the arc, by the way, and is moving north towards the north side lane. And it's still moving. It's kind of holding strong here. Saladin Drusified has it at the moment. Looks like he may go down here very shortly, but 9 minutes, 30 seconds left. Arc is dropped, but there is a huge wall of blue now.
Yeah, the numbers are
these.
Yeah, the numbers are definitely in favor of Song right now. They're rotating in from bottom, they're rotating in from top to come get this arc. And if you're TR, you definitely are going to have to look at investing some marches, and we are seeing them come in from the top side right now. But oh man, that running charge skill, I know a lot of people talk badly about it, but that might have just saved. If they can at least stall this and keep it close, the game is less than 2K in favor of TR right now. So if you're Song, you just can't afford to have TR capture this. If
we are now. We're now getting a second mid fight. Now I will say that Song is losing a lot of their marches here. We have TR continuing to do their buzzsaw that they did in the middle already, but Song now pouring in from the middle as well. We have middle and bottom lanes pouring in troops here. I don't see anything coming from the top lane, although there is some rallies going on above. Shrine of War is under assault for TR on the top lane. Sky Altar is lost for TR on the top lane. Conversely, bottom lane, Shrine of War is in TR's possession. That's supposed to be Song. So a little bit of swapping here. But points per minute wise, 50 points per minute in favor of Song. This arc is everything though, Bulba.
Yeah, right now I'm looking, and at least what I will say is at least TR are scooping this arc up. And
they have to.
It helps them so much because it's so deep into their territory that reinforcing this, you're going to see it from the bottom side. It's just so much faster. You know, on the side of Song, once that running charge wears out, now you have the marches coming, and they're a whole lot slower coming from middle. They're just flooding this area right now with blue marches, but TR look like they're clearing them out slow and steady. Hopefully a CC can scoop this up and make sure that these marches from Song have zero effect on this arc.
Yeah, they're clearing this field up nicely. 7.5 minutes until the game is over. This match is going to come down to the wire, but I will say that TR clearing this field up is the best thing that they can do right now. Get the arc, start carrying it, and just clear the field. That's exactly what they're doing. Song is going to have to come back down again, and they're heading towards the obelisk. They're not even heading towards the Shrine of War.
Yeah, and I do like that because it forces your opponent to have to run even further. And even looking at the route that he's taking, he's not taking, there's a little like thing that kind of blocks your path if you wanted to go direct to the obelisk, and he's taking the bottom route around it. That way it's the longest route possible for your opponent to have to run to get you. So right now, you know, they are running the arc. These Song marches are getting cleared out as they're coming through the middle towards the arc runner. And it's going to come down to if Song can wrap this up with some occupation and provisions to bring it back.
I mean, if you're Song, right? So, I mean, this arc is dangerously close to the the starting gate for TR, by the way. They are going around the bottom of this, which does give a natural buffer for the Song marches to have to go around to get to this arc carrier, which is a Belisarius from Drusified. Drusified has the exact march that you want to have here, having some good movement speed. 1 minute until he arrives at his designated destination, which is Butta's City right here. So 6 minutes left in the match, 1 minute to get there to his destination. Song could have sent, or could be sending, city rally marches here to try and keep destroying the arc carrier here, but I just don't know if that's going to be enough. It is an even match right now, by the way. 200 points in favor of TR, but this is a 4,000 point arc here, so 4,000 points is the magic number for Song to go ahead and get this thing rolling.
Now, I was taking a look while you were giving all that great information on the side of Song to see how many provisioners they might have. And from what I can see, they have two full loads of provisioners going right now from 2 players worth. So they're on the field right now provisioning, and just like that, we see the arc getting captured. They are now up by a little under 5K.
Yeah, what 4,300 points is the delta here. We're looking at an even map basically. That Sky Altar is taken for Song here at the top, but with only 5 minutes left, Structure Game really isn't going to do the job. I mean, they would need to take over basically everything and out provision TR 2-1 basically, which I don't know if that's necessarily happened. So, looking around at some of the caravans, I will say lots and lots of caravans are going for Song. I see quite a few going for Song. For TR, they're starting to send out some caravans now. I don't think they've had much caravanning going on throughout this match. I think they've been focusing on getting that middle fight won, and now they're sending that stuff out. You can see all these marches going out for TR to try and blunt the force of what will likely be a winning provision score for Song. But I think the damage is done by TR. TR may have just done it.
And we're looking at it right now. That hard push that Song popped, I believe it was at like the 8 or 9 minute mark left, is coming in handy right now with them holding 3 of the 4 altars, currently generating points for them. So we're looking at the points per minute lead from 740 to 390 in favor of Song, so almost doubling them up. And with 4 minutes left in the match, this could reel them in and bring those provisions to be absolutely a necessity. So if you are TR, you definitely want to have a couple of additional marches and try to neutralize these altars as soon as possible to help make that a little bit harder.
And TR looks like they have just enough to hold this desert altar, although it does look very, very suspicious, going very low in the red there. But plenty of TR marches to sit there and reinforce. We've got the Sky Altar on the bottom lane. For Song, half dead, but the rally is even more dead. We've also got War Drums being used by TR. I mean, they just seem like they have so many alliance skill points. Like the whole match, they just have enough to do whatever they want.
Yeah, and man, coming down 3 minutes left. They're reeling it in. You're seeing the score. Those altars being held is just pulling them closer and closer within shouting distance. 2,800 points is now the lead for TR. And I am watching them on the bottom side. They are pushing up to the Shrine of War.
Yes, they are. They're all targeted on it too.
And but you really got to switch focus to the altars. And there you go. As I flipped over, they recapture their top side Sky Altar for TR, which was a big deal. They definitely want to work on this points per minute.
It's currently a 2,700 point match, by the way, so the totals have been cut. However, you're looking at the outposts here. Song has all 3 outposts. That's 90 points per minute that we'll be generating, but only for a minute or 2. So not that much here. Now that we're dialing down to the 2.5 minute mark here, the structures become less and less important, and the provisions become more and more important. Speaking of provisions, they are coming in for Song. This is now less than a 2,000 point game. 37,200 for TR, 35,400 for Song. We're looking at about an 1,800 point, 1,700 point match right now in favor of TR. Do Song have a little bit more provisions in the tank, or does TR take this victory? 2 minutes left, Bulba.
They're coming in right now, bottom side, on the side of Song. So we're going to see right now, here come multiple marches. Oof, there's another one. There's another one, bringing them into 1,000 points.
It's now tied. It is now a tied game.
They're bringing them in.
Alert.
Yeah.
It's a 60-point game.
It's a 60-point game with another provision march coming from the south side obelisk on the side of Song. Here comes a Joan coming in.
It's a 1-point game. It is now Song winning with 1 minute and 20 seconds.
And here's the Song provision march about to hit.
Boom. Oh, my goodness.
900 points. Provisions coming in. I'm flipping over to TR right now. They do have some that are pretty close. Cam, everybody is setting them out right now. TR is up again by 100 points.
Now Song is in the lead by 1,000 points. 38,900 to 37,000. Now 38,000. This is a 900-point game in favor of Song right now. I'm looking at these obelisks, waiting to see some more big marches coming in for TR to see if they can take back their lead. It is now a 1,200-point game in favor of Song. Look at this. The provisions, and again, Song had the outposts for the last 5 minutes. That's 90 points per minute. That's 9 times 5. That's 450 points. That's half the lead right now. Outposts are so critical in these matches, taking back their Shrine of War. Action everywhere. Oh my goodness. Song snatching victory from TR possibly with 20 seconds left. Does TR have enough in the tank? TR, by the way, losing their obelisk on the top as well. That's more points not being generated, although only 20 points per minute for TR. 10 seconds left. 1,000-point match in favor of Song.
And I see so many provisions on the bottom side. They got left out. Oh, no.
Too late. Too late. I see them coming in. Too late. That's the last thing that we see on the screen as we see the MVP of the match be TR Cam, Squad Cam, old 401 squad team. Let's go to the summary. Oh my goodness, Bulba. 73, almost 7,400 points of provisions, and look at that occupation score. What a devastating occupation score. TR did everything they could, though. They did everything they could, though, didn't they, Bulba?
Yeah, man. I will say this. I was not expecting 7,300 considering they didn't pop skills. They didn't, they just did straight up provisions. And the occupation, we chatted about it all game long. TR did do the business in the middle, but on the flip side, the occupation flipped on Song, the provisions went on Song, and look at the units healed. And that's for a big boy
That's a
alliance.
big boy team. Yep. They don't care.
25 million, easy peasy, let's do it. But that's a lot of heals. GG's to both of these teams.
I'm staring at these numbers and I'm just in awe. So again, guys, everybody in the chat, please, because I know everybody's super hyped. We got 2,500 viewers right now. Super hyped. All right. This was a match for the ages. I think, last match, the 13 UTC match we were watching, I'm like, oh my God, this isn't going to be beaten. And then 2 hours later, this happens. Literally a 1,000-point match. Song defeating TR for the win to get to the semifinals. Song will be taking on JST. I think this is a revenge match. Everybody in chat, make sure you throw the hashtag GGs. This was a match for the ages. TR, no slouch in Osiris League. Nobody can say that they are not here to win and that they don't have the stuff it takes to win, because they almost took out Song and they were taking out Song until the last 2 minutes of this game. Let's jump back into the caster booth. I think we both just need to show everybody our faces right now, and maybe how
huge upset.
Wait, hold on.
Huge upset. I don't want to interrupt you, but a massive upset, guys. One of the favorites that oh my God, it in Sobek. Let's head to Sobek first. Let's head to Sobek first.
Okay. I got you on the screen. My face is probably a little red just from how excited I've been for the last 2 seconds. Let me go ahead and hop in where you're talking about. We'll talk about some of the matches that have already happened and completed. Bulba's excited, as you can see. My goodness.
We rich, boys. We're rich.
Realm of Sobek. Let's see what we see here. Looks like 61 HX has taken out the assumed champions of Realm of Sobek. Again, 700 points. I mean, geez, 700. These matches cannot be any closer this season, Bulba.
Oh my goodness. I went and looked for those. We have other upsets and others, but for those of y'all who knew before the season, when you had to put your eye of talent, the number one team that had the most eye of talents in the game was actually DR34.
Mm-hmm.
They outdid 1V, they outdid Song, they outdid every team. It was DR34. So for this, that is why I classify this as probably one of the biggest upsets of the season, just because of the sheer amount of favorite that they had.
Another upset I'm seeing that's on the screen right now. Mm-hmm. Wib defeating V636, prior champions. Wib heading to the semifinals, taking out V636. What a defeat for V636 that was. Oh my goodness. I think they had already lost a match a few weeks ago in maybe the group round, I think. And 60MX from earlier, 13 UTC, defeating 671K as well. But Horus had geez. What a week, guys. What a week of solid matches. These were heart-beating, last second winning, last second losing match. Oh my goodness. Song, GG's to Song, GG's to TR, but Song coming out with the 1,000-point victory, clutching the victory from the hands of TR, who thought they had it in the final 2 minutes, capturing that final arc. Provisions, and just keeping the structure game going ended up generating exactly what they needed, and really provisions did it. TR had focused so many of their forces on taking that middle fight, on holding their structures as best as they could against what is one of the best structure game teams in this season still. And again, defeating that middle team, TR, over and over and over again against Song. But those provisions, man, those provisions. Let's jump back to the caster booth. We've gone over all of the matches with you guys. I'm beat. I'm beat. I'm done. I don't know if I can handle another round of matches. Thank goodness there aren't any. Bulba, tell me what you think.
The storylines are real, guys. If you're not ready for it, y'all asked leading up to the season if we thought there could be a Korean dominance in Horus, and 3 out of the 4 teams in Horus are Korean-based teams. And that's a big one. Next week in Anubis as well, we have a rerun of last season's championship match where we're going to see WIB versus 60 GT. So, that's already before the finals. We have so many potential ones as well in Baztet, RD2K. If both them and 94VN win next week, we have a rerun of group play where RD2K had beaten 94VN. So there's potential for a little revenge match there as well. I'm excited. The storylines are far and beyond. So I hope y'all are as excited as we are, and appreciate y'all stopping in.
Yeah, absolutely. So next week we are looking at Song and JST and BG versus 1V for Realm of Horus. Realm of Anubis, we've got Wib versus 60 GT. My goodness. V56 versus 60 MX. That'll be a doozy as well. Bastet, we've got RD2K versus Raze. That'll be an amazing match. 06HS versus 94VN. Also a really good one. Realm of Sobek, DR34less. 56TA versus RR38, and NRGP, who very low on the power scale, but very high on the victory scale, versus 61HX. Going back to the caster booth so I can say, bye, everybody. It's been a blast. These matches have been absolutely incredible. So happy to cast these with you. Bulba, of course, thank you so much for joining me and humoring me throughout this entire match. And, man, okay. We've had a blast. I hope you all have enjoyed yourselves too. We will see you guys next time. Cheers. Have a good one.